My name's Kyle Heffley. I'm with Das Beer Show, and I'm here with Smith Ora, owner of Lonerider Brewing Company, and Galen Smith, head brewer of Lonerider Brewing Company. So, you guys have been around for a little while. About how long?
We started January 23rd, 2009. So it'll be 6 years coming up next January.
Nice. I know things have changed a lot. The first time I was here, you guys had this tiny little, like 3-seater bar serving beer in plastic cups, and now you've got a whole tap room with proper glassware and all kinds of.
Took us a while though, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when we started, we were just running around just trying to make sure that the brewery kept running. And slowly as we grew, we were able to add more things to it. As you can see, we are mostly restricted by the size of the building. So that's our biggest challenge at the moment. So we were lucky to be able to put the station room down here so that folks can come and actually sit and chill. We weren't able to do that before.
Well, what's your capacity now?
This year we're gonna hit about 17,000 barrels.
17,000.
Yeah.
Wow. What's the brew house size?
Brew house size for our annual barrel, which is actually pretty small. We're brewing on a 20-barrel brew house, so we're brewing 3 batches a day to fill our 60s.
Every day, 3 batches.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or 4 batches a day to fill our 80-barrel tanks.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're almost at capacity.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've seen you guys all over the place. I mean, basically everywhere I go, you're gonna find some Lonerider beer. I mean, you go to my local food line. There's Lonerider beer. I've seen it all in Harris Teeter's. I mean, that's got to be challenging. Just keeping all the. Are you in grocery stores throughout the state, or?
We are in most of them. Of course, there are places where we're not, but it took us a long time to get here. We switched from bottling to canning this year as well, so that was a big change for us. Yeah, but we're in grocery store mostly throughout the state. There are places we're not at the moment.
You guys have your own canning line, or do you use a mobile canning?
No, we do have our own canning line. We have a rotary filler, and we installed that in July, and it's just up and operational now, and we're fully switched over to cans. Only very few 22-ounce bottles left.
Okay. Well, is there anything you'd like to tell our viewers maybe about the history of the brewery, or how you got started? I mean, what'd you do before, and
Cisco.
Why the hell would you want to own a brewery?
Well, no, it's 2 buddies of mine and myself. Steve and myself. We used to putz around with brewing and decided this was the thing that we wanted to do for the rest of our lives. And that worked out okay. We used to work at a company called Cisco Systems.
You used to work with Stu from Fortnight, right?
I did, yeah. So Stuart and I used to actually sit right next to each other.
Nice.
And make fun of each other. He has the stories about the fishbowl, which we used to sit in, which was kind of fun. But yeah, Stuart's been involved in this conversation about brewing for a long time as well. He's a very passionate brewer, so I'm glad that he's got his stuff going now.
Yeah.
He's a smart man. So that was 6 years ago. We said, okay, we'll continue doing this while we continue to maintain our jobs. But then it became too difficult, so we slowly quit our jobs in different stages and moved over into the brewery.
Cool. Awesome. So what was, you've got this whole kind of Western theme going on.
Yeah.
Shotgun Betty and Sweet Josie, Dead-Eye Jack. What was your inspiration for the name Sweet Josie?
Yeah, so all these names, I mean, they're out of, a desire to create a brand. And also behind that, in the very beginning, we essentially fought through 5 million names to figure out what we can name our beer because of trademark issues. So every single one of our beers is trademarked. Every single thing that we ever do, the very first thing we do is apply for a trademark.
You went through that with it's a beer with no name.
Oh yeah,
right?
So we got a cease and desist from Bell's, and we got a cease and desist from Star Hill for a beer.
For the same beer?
Yeah, but we were like, it's called Bellerstar. Nobody's gonna confuse that for a product of any of these companies. But I understand their viewpoint. They're like maybe a little overly aggressive in trademark protection, which is fine. A company has to do what they have to do. But
well, if you don't protect I mean, if you don't protect your trademarks, you lose them.
Yeah, you do. You have to show a reasonable effort for protection.
Yeah.
So we were fine with that. We changed the name of the beer to the beer with no name. So, which we find a much more fun name anyway.
Well, I think it's a great way to take that situation and turn it around into a positive.
Yeah.
Positive
And I
light.
mean, we never want to, from our side, be in a situation where we're infringing on anybody's mark. Because
Right.
I mean, those guys have worked way harder to make sure they're where they are today, and we can't just do that. So we respected that. We changed the name, and there's a funny tidbit that we learned. Clint Eastwood made a beer called Hail Rider. It was in conjunction with one of the mega breweries, and he wanted to call the beer with no name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we just learned that. I thought it was funny. So I'm glad that we have it now.
So you guys made the beer first, and then Clint Eastwood wanted to come by and make a beer.
No. He, like, long time ago when Clint Eastwood partnered, I believe it was Miller. Don't take my word for it. He made a beer called Pale Rider.
Right.
And that choice was made to call the beer Pale Rider, but Clint Eastwood really wanted to call the beer with no name.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I mean, we love the Western thing, so we were happy that we made something
that would be awesome if Clint Eastwood came by here and was like drinking at your tap room and was like,
that would be fantastic.
I wanted to name a beer that.
I gotta tell you, man. I mean, that guy, he's cool in every movie he's in.
Oh yeah,
No matter whether
Clint
it's
Eastwood's great,
or
dude.
not. So,
Back when I had a TV,
yeah,
long time ago, TNT used to do like the weekend movies for guys that liked movies.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and it was basically just a Clint Eastwood marathon. Freaking awesome.
Oh no, it's one of the first westerns I ever liked was My Name Is Nobody. That's not Clint Eastwood, but it's done by Sergio Leone. So it's in the same way. So
okay.
That was partly the influence. I mean, a lot of this was we wanted to call ourselves Outlaw Brewing Company, and we couldn't call ourselves that because there was a potential trademark conflict.
Well, there's that motorcycle club, the Outlaws.
No, it has to be in the beer category.
Oh, okay.
So Outlaws used to be called Long Riders, and from Long Rider comes Lone Rider.
Okay.
And we liked the theme better, and we wanted to create, like, if you go on our blog, you can actually read stories about each one of these beer. So Betty's a young widow, husband died in a mining accident, she can kick your ass at any time. Sweet Josie grew up an orphan on a train track, she can steal your wallet and run away. Peacemaker protects this
beer
town.
that can steal your wallet.
No, not in that way, but as a character. And each one of these characters actually has a story running through almost all our beers have characters that have stories. Right. And so that was intentional.
But I mean, it's kind of cool that each beer is a character that has its own background and its own life. It brings more to just, this is a crisp and refreshing beer.
Yeah, we have fun with it, I mean, at the end of the day, you get into this business because you want to have fun.
Absolutely.
This is something you love.
No one wants to work that hard for it. Yeah. So this was your second recipe, and Sweet Josie was your first.
Betty was first.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Shotgun Betty was your first.
Betty, Jack, Josie, Peacemaker, and then everything else.
And I mean, you were a home brewer before all this, so did you guys get around and develop the recipes before opening the brewery?
So the main home brewer was my partner Steve.
Okay.
He's the guy that we used to make fun of essentially drinking, but the recipes came from his portfolio of beers.
Nice.
That's where the original ones came from. And then we had as we continued to grow, we were working our full-time jobs, so we couldn't really be here all the time, so we needed a lot of help.
Right.
So we had we brought in a brewer. He came in and he worked with us. Great guy. And then as we continued growing, we needed Galen to make sure that stuff worked the way it's supposed to work.
Right.
Now he's cracking the whip and making sure it's going on.
Yeah.
Kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get a recipe and produce it on a large scale system, you're going to have to tweak it a little bit.
Right, of course.
But after those tweaks were made, very little changes were made to the beers. I'm sure over time, some of them, you have to change out some of your hops now and then. Hops are like grapes, so the alphas change year to year.
Right.
So you do have to change your hops, but usually not your malts. So yeah, everything stays very consistent.
Well, cool. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate the beers. I appreciate y'all taking time. I know you've got busy schedules.
Yeah, thanks a bunch, Todd.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by and filming this.
Cheers.
Cheers.